there. It has been a hot minute since I have done a Procreate video tutorial. We moved from South Carolina to Illinois, and there was a lot of moving pieces to moving multi-state and getting this house in good order. So we are fairly settled. My kids are all in school, and I am ready to get back to lettering work and doing tutorials for you all. So this month we are doing this simple fall GIF. It is a little animation you can create in the Procreate app. It's way easier than it looks, so don't let it intimidate you if you have not used animation. All you're going to need is, of course, your iPad, the Procreate app, your Apple Pencil, and today I will be using this new mini set I put out of fall brushes, and they are just 14 different kinds of fall leaves. And then I put a monoline brush in there just because it's easier to have that than switching back and forth between other brush sets. So if you don't have that or don't want that, you can just draw your own leaves and doodles. That just simplifies the process. So let's get started. The first thing we need to do is set up a new canvas. So I'm gonna tap the plus sign and click new canvas. I'm gonna go ahead and name this GIF. Make it all capital. I know it's hotly debated whether you say GIF or GIF. I'm a GIF person, so if you are not, bear with me. I'm gonna do, mine's already set to 1000 by 1000, but if you click it, you can edit it, and we're working in pixels here. We'll be at 72 DPI, which is standard screen resolution, and you can see that gives us 400 layers, which is way more than we need. And then you just wanna come over here to color profile and make sure that you are on the RGB top option there, and then click create, and now our canvas is set up. We also, since we're gonna be creating a GIF, it's gonna be a transparent background. So you can go ahead, tap your layers panel, and turn off your background color. Now, because of this dark color profile, it's really hard to see the edges of my canvas. So I'm going to come over here to the actions panel where the little wrench is and click preferences, and I'm just gonna tap on light interface. And now it's easier for me to see, oh, let me adjust my lighting here. It's easier to see that bounding box that is my canvas. So now all you're gonna do is create some fall lettering. So go ahead and rename layer 1 fall lettering if you want to keep things organized. I like to do that. I'm gonna get kind of fancy with my lettering, but you can keep it really simple if you want, and just, I mean, whatever you wanna do. You don't have to be fancy because the point of this tutorial is learning the animation, not so much the lettering. So pause this video, get your fall lettering all on one layer. Leave enough space between letters that you can move them around for the animation. I'm gonna go a little fancier with my letters just for fun, but do that, and then we'll come back at our leaves and then at our animation. So I have my fall lettering done, and I have it nice and centered, but as I look at it and realize I'm gonna need to kind of move my letters around for the animation, they're much too close together. So I'm gonna tap my selection tool here, make sure I'm on freehand, and I'm just gonna spread these out a little more to give myself a little more literal wiggle room so that they're not so close together. You just need a little breathing room when you're gonna animate them, and I did mine pretty close together, but that's so easy to edit. And since that one's higher, I'm gonna make this one a little higher too. Great. And now I'm just gonna visually center it. It doesn't have to be perfect, and I can see I have a stray mark here, so I'm just gonna erase that out. All right, so our lettering is complete, and now we wanna start adding our leaves. So I'm gonna show you how I usually add the leaves with the stamps. For now, I'm gonna add a new layer. Eventually, we want everything on one layer to create our GIF, but for now, just to make things easier to navigate and move around, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So for some leaves, like let's say we do the maple leaf, I'm gonna make that, this is the color palette I gave with the downloads for this. Oh, too big. I put on Do Not Disturb, I'm still getting a text. Always my mother. Okay, so I can put that there. And if I want the details to show up as well, see how I have this maple leaf outline option to make it really easy for you to add extra details. I am going to also stamp that down. Actually, new layer again, stamp the detail layer down. And I'm gonna make it just a wee bit bigger than my other leaf so that the details stay, but the outline necessarily doesn't. So if I tap that layer and hit clipping mask, you can see I lose the outline, but keep the details. If you have any, I need a eraser, remaining outlines on the edge, I need a smaller eraser, you can just go in and delete those out. But again, you could always just hand draw in all these details. I just like to create myself lots of time-saving shortcuts. And then I will merge that down so it's all on one layer. And then I'll go through with all these leaves and just keep adding more. And you can, see, this is why I always do it on a new layer, so I can edit it until I have everything I want done. So you can change the shape and size, and just remember, again, you want to leave yourself enough room that you can make these move around when we do our animation. And so maybe for the brown one, I will do a monoline brush in green and then just draw some simple details. Whoops. I am going to tap that and turn on alpha lock so I can only color on the leaf. So you could add whatever kind of details you want. You can keep things really simple. You can make them more detailed. So just go through and add several leaves with details around your fall lettering, and then go ahead and merge it all into one layer. You can just pinch it together. So all your details should be on one single layer. Then we're gonna come back and make our GIF. So as you can see, I now have all my leaves and lettering on one single layer here, and now we're ready to animate. So what you want to do is come over to the actions panel with this wrench here and go to canvas and then turn on animation assist. So there are two ways to work here. You can add another frame, or you can just swipe left and duplicate your layer, and you can see that auto added another frame. When you're doing this type of GIF, that is actually easiest. Now there are also settings we will mess with later. The onion skins are, I'll show you that in a second. So we're gonna leave our first layer just like it is, and our second layer, we're gonna shift the letters around. So make sure you're on your second layer, tap your little magic wand tool, make sure it's on freehand still, and I'm just gonna circle the F. And for the F, I wanna tilt it a little to the left. And now you can see that's the onion skin from the first layer. So I can see where the animation is on my first layer. And now I'm gonna circle the A, and this time I'm gonna have it go a little to the right. And I think actually I'm gonna go back to this one and make it go a little more left. And so now you can see why we space things out a little. It gives us a little room to shift things around. So we're gonna go a little left with that one, and then a little right with the final L. Okay, and now we can test it out just by clicking play. That is obviously really fast. So I'm gonna come to settings and reduce my frames per second. I'm gonna go around 5, I'm gonna go even more. I'm gonna go to 4, and I'm gonna keep it on loop, which is what I use most of the time. And that looks pretty good, but I want the leaves to move as well. So still on the second layer, I'm just gonna do the same thing with the leaves. So I'm gonna go left with some, I will go right with some, and you don't wanna make it too drastic. I just like to do a little shake so it doesn't drive your eyeballs too crazy when it becomes the GIF. So just keep working your way through all your leaves, and if you've added little hearts and other details, you can do it with that as well. Oops, I wanna make sure I get the whole thing. Let's see, I went right with that one, so I'll go left with that one, and I'll go right with that one a little bit. All right, so now let's click play again, and that looks pretty cute. So now all we have to do is come up, that's literally it. We're done with our GIF. So we're going to come over here and we are going to click share. And then you're gonna export as an animated GIF. And I usually keep it on max resolution. You can also change your frames per second at this point, but I'm gonna leave it since we had already worked it out. We do want the transparent background still. And now we're just gonna click export. And I could either airdrop it right to my phone, which say I wanna use it on Instagram, I would just airdrop that right to my phone, or I can save it to my iPad and then use it from there. So that I can show you how to use it from Instagram, I'm gonna go ahead and save it to my iPad. And then I'm actually gonna share it again. Click share, animated GIF, and export. And I'm gonna send one to my phone too, so I can actually use it on Instagram. So now we're gonna open Instagram, which, whoop, that's Procreate. Open Instagram, I've got my profile up. I know it looks weird on my iPad, but I don't usually use it on my iPad, but I'm using my phone up here to record. So we're gonna do it on my iPad. It'll work the same on your phone. So open your Instagram profile and then tap your plus and say that you want to add a story. So I've saved a photo here that I took a couple falls ago in Germany. So I'm gonna pause right there. I'm gonna swipe up. I'm going to go to my photos and I need the GIF that I've saved. So that is saved there. So I'm gonna tap my arrow button and click copy photo. Now I'm gonna swipe back up, open Instagram, and Instagram pasted it. So I can just add sticker. And now my GIF is right there. So now maybe I need to edit my photo a little bit and I can add my little fall GIF right there. So maybe it would work better on another photo or video where you can see it better. But I just wanted to show you how easy it is to move it right to your own Instagram story. And if you wanted to be able to use it, or you wanted other people to be able to use it, you know, when you go and you click to add a GIF here, see how they show from Giphy? You have to go to the Giphy website and upload it there, and then people could search by, like, they could search by Dawn Nicole. I haven't made any, so there aren't any. But when I start uploading some soon, if you search my Instagram handle, all my GIFs would show up here because I have uploaded them on Giphy. So that's how you do it that way. But the way I showed you before is super easy. You can edit, even if you wanted to do no photo, and then just have your GIF centered with some text, you can do that as well. So I hope you enjoyed this month's tutorial. It's really addictive to create these fun little GIFs, and you can do so many other things. So I think I'll do some more tutorials in the future to show you more intricate ones or different styles. These ones just shake, but we could make them come in gradually. We could make things pop up at different heights and speeds. But for the intro one, I wanted to keep it nice and simple, and I look forward to seeing what you create.